Just got done watching the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. We're going to break down every match on the card. I'll give my thoughts on it. First of all, we have Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa, which I did not watch because I don't watch the pre-show, but I saw Buddy Murphy won, which is a good decision. Buddy Murphy's great. Then we had the Women's Tag Team Elimination Chamber opening the show. I heard rumors it was main eventing, which it shouldn't have because the main event was amazing. We'll get to that. Starting off the match, you obviously had Naomi, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and Sasha Banks and Bayley. Next in the match were the Iconics, I believe. No, was it the Riot Squad? I don't even remember. It was either the Iconics, the Riot Squad, then Nia Jax, Tamina. then Carmella and Naomi, then Nia Jax and Tamina. Carmella and Naomi were the first eliminated by the Iconics. Then, the Simone Slaughterhouse, Nia Jax, Tamina eliminated the Iconics because they were hiding in the pod and they came in and gave double Simone drops. Then Tamina eliminated the Riot Squad. Then Nia Jax drove herself through the pod in a very funny spot, which led to, I believe, all of the teams, Sonya and Mandy and Bayley and Sasha eliminating Tamina, all ganging up on her. And then the final two teams were Sasha and Bayley and Sonya and Mandy. I was rooting so hard for Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. I love them both so much. I was really rooting hard for them. Deep down, I kind of knew that they weren't going to win, but there was just still a bit of hope in me. Sasha Banks and Bayley did come out on top. Overall, pretty good match. I do think Sasha and Bayley deserve it. Would have preferred to see the Iconics, personally. I think the Iconics need to win that title sooner or later. They need to be the next champions, the Iconics do. And then right after that, we move on to McMiz versus the Usos. I was expecting the Usos to win. Everyone was saying I was wrong. But the Usos went and won. Shane McMahon did a double coast-to-coast. Or I think he did, yeah. And he also did an elbow drop through the table. The whole story behind the match was that Shane was doing all these crazy bumps. And eventually, The Miz lost it to a roll-up out of nowhere following the skull-crushing finale. And that was it. They walked out together. I was expecting one of them to turn on each other, but they didn't. Also, The Miz announced and the Maurice announced they're having another baby, so well done to Miz and Maurice. I tweeted about this, but The Miz, when he retires, is going to go down as someone who changed the game for wrestling. Fully. He elevated every title he had, whether it be mid-card or main event, and he just worked with everything given to him. In the space of a month, he's gone from being the most despicable heel to being the most lovable babyface in this team with Shane. And I think The Miz is amazing, and I think he's important to wrestling, is basically what I'm saying. I think he is very important to wrestling. The next match, I believe we had Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott. This match lasted 2 minutes because this was more about what was happening after the match rather than the match itself. Ruby Riott deserves so much better, man. The Riott Squad as a whole deserves so much better. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, something about them, they're just stars. Nothing against Sarah Logan. I think Sarah Logan's great. But there's just something about Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan that they're just stars in the making. And WWE need to capitalize on that. So Ronda won in 2 minutes. After the match, Charlotte came into the ring, stayed down. Then Becky came in on her crutches, started whacking Charlotte with the crutches, then started whacking Ronda with the crutches, busting Ronda open the hard way, by the way, which was mad. And then security had to take her out, and it was pretty damn awesome. And following that, we had Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin, a.k.a. the toilet break match. I was expecting this match to be done by the time I was out of the toilet, but it wasn't. This match was about 10, 12 minutes maybe. Ronda versus Ruby was 2 minutes. This match was 10 minutes. Should have been the complete other way. This match should have been 2 minutes, and Ronda versus Ruby should have been 10 minutes. But very disappointed. But oh my god, I missed out Finn Balor versus Bobby and Lita. I'll get to that. But very disappointed to see that Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, and Drew McIntyre are a trio again. It was just very boring when they were together, and I don't want them to be together again. Simple. So Baron Corbin won because there was no DQ match after Bobby and Drew came in and just decimated Braun with chairs and tables and stairs. Baron Corbin won the match. And yeah, pretty boring. But I need to get back to Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush, because Finn Balor is a singles champion, and that is great news. I think he can truly elevate this championship. The mid-card championships, the IC and the US championships, since SummerSlam, have been awful. For the US title, even longer. Since 2017, there's been no prestige in that title whatsoever. I'm happy Finn Balor's a champion. And Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush broke off after they finished the match, because Lio Rush was the one who got pinned by Finn Balor. Really good moment. I don't know too much about the match because I was working on a video while I was watching the match, but from what I saw, it seemed like an okay match. Didn't seem too amazing, but it's what it needed to be, and Finn Balor won the match. And the story was that Finn Balor beat Lio, and then Bobby Lashley turned on Lio, which was what the story should have been. Bobby Lashley shouldn't have been pinned clean, and he wasn't, because Lio obviously was on pinned clean. Now, the final match that we're going to get on to, that, oh god, the chamber match for the WWE Championship. What a match, man. What a match. So you had Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan starting off, aka Ring of Honor 2005. Next up in the ring was Kofi, who wasn't expected to enter that early. Then you had AJ Styles, who eliminated Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was the first one eliminated. I don't think he should have been the first one eliminated. I think Jeff should have been. My prediction was Jeff, Joe, Styles, Randy, Kofi. I got it right, except for Joe and Jeff, because they were the other way around. But Joe was eliminated by Styles following a phenomenal forearm. Then Jeff Hardy came in. He did a crazy swanton bomb off the top of the pod to AJ Styles. And AJ Styles wasn't in the ring. He was lying on the turnbuckle, which made it even madder. He did that. Then Daniel Bryan hit Jeff Hardy with the running knee, and Jeff Hardy was eliminated. Then Randy Orton came in. AJ Styles was about to hit a phenomenal forearm on Kofi, and Randy Orton hit an amazing RKO on AJ Styles. I know for a fact these two are going to face at Mania. I think that's kind of been my prediction for a while now, that these two will face at Mania, which is why I thought AJ Styles would be eliminated third rather than make it to like the final three. Then you have Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton rejuvenating their amazing rivalry from 2008 to 2009. That was so great. Remember when Kofi Kingston did the boom drop to him through the table in Madison Square Garden? Remember how much WWE should have capitalized on that moment then? 11 years later, they're finally capitalizing on Kofi Kingston's momentum, and I love it. Kofi eliminated Randy Orton. Randy got Trouble in Paradise out of nowhere. It was very nice. And Kofi eliminates Randy Orton. And then it left us to Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan in easily the best final two showdown out of any chamber match ever. All this showdown proved is that they need to have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania, because by God was this a good match. So much stuff happened. So many near falls. Near fall after near fall. I really believe Kofi was going to win. Kofi has done amazing things. The past 5 days, he's gotten himself so over, and I really want him to win the championship. And I really thought it was going to do it in this match, but I'm trying to remember some of the spots that happened. I mean, there was obviously the running knee that Kofi kicked out of in one of the maddest near falls I've ever seen. Then Dan Brown went for the running knee again. Kofi reversed into Trouble in Paradise, then pinned him. Then Daniel Bryan rolled him up. Then it cut to a guy in the crowd. And for a second, I thought it had cut to a guy in the crowd when Kofi was about to lose. If you watch back the chamber, it literally just cut back to a guy in the crowd during that moment. Easily the biggest moment in the match, where either or one of the men was about to win. It just cuts to some random fan in the crowd. It was out of nowhere. And then they went to the top of the pod, which it just makes me cringe seeing Daniel Bryan at the top of the pod because of his injury history. I get so scared seeing Daniel Bryan at the top of that pod because I don't want him to get hurt, okay? I don't want him to hurt himself because he's been hurt enough, man, and I fear for the worst when he climbs to the top of that pod. Kofi pushed Daniel Bryan off, and he was setting up for a splash. And the second he was doing that splash, I knew if Kofi lands it, he's won. If he misses it, Daniel Bryan's won. Kofi went for it, and Bryan rolled out of the way, and then hit him with the running knee. But like I said, that's kind of what I was expecting to happen. And Daniel Bryan won the match. And at first, I was upset. I was kind of angry about it. But the more I think about it, it's better that it happens at WrestleMania. I was just being impatient. I want it to happen now. But it'll be a great WrestleMania moment if he does do it. But honestly, watch WWE have them face up at Fastlane and have Big E turn on Kofi or something and then have a New Day triple threat at Mania rather than Kofi versus Bryan, which we all want. And then they'll have Daniel versus Cena. Guarantee you that happens, but it should be Kofi versus Bryan. If we truly are the authority, WWE, make this match happen. I beg, okay? So yeah, that happened. And then Daniel Bryan left with Eric Rowan, which I still find that alliance so funny.
And then Kofi had his moment in the ring where all the fans were chanting his name, saying "Thank you, Kofi," which I didn't understand. He wasn't retiring, unless I think they were thanking him for the match, but he wasn't retiring. So he had his moment with the New Day, who helped him out, and he had his moment on the ramp where they were going Kofi, and Kofi was properly taking it all in. And amazing moment. I haven't been that invested in a match in so long. It's been 11 years. It really is Kofi's time, and I really want Kofi to win it. So that's going to do it for this review, guys. If you did enjoy, smash that like button. Tell me if you want to see more reviews, maybe for Fastlane, maybe for WrestleMania. I probably won't be able to do one for Fastlane because I'll have school. But WrestleMania, I can do a bunch of videos on because I'm off school for WrestleMania. Yes! I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye and keep on rolling.